Mic check, 1, 2, mic check.
And what if I could see you like I saw you the whole time? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Poison my mind. So far away, blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Poison my mind. You'll never be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time and what.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. You can say anything you like. Go and give it your all. You can say anything you like. What if I believed you? What if I could? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away. Blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Go on, give it your all tonight. Oh. That's not it. I saw you standing over there. You stole my love, girl, it isn't fair. And I see you where you move just gets me high. And I
Welcome to Whiskeyville underscore TV. Back with it with the National Dirt Racing Association. Almost forgot it. Jumped on a little bit early. Gonna test some stuff out before we go green flag racing. Practice is underway. Just about 2 more minutes until practice is over. Green flag is going to wave, or the checkered flag is going to wave. They will have a 2-minute qualifying session with 2 laps. That's all you get. 2 minutes, 2 laps. You better get out there and get going. And man, you can already see how much this track has completely wore in. And these guys will not redo it either. This thing will carry over. So you can see not much grip left already out there, but Devin Morgan is going to be on top of the charts. Jonathan Byram is going to be in second place. Dylan Perry, P3. Brooks and then Brandon rounding out the top 5. Jumping on here, do a little audio test before we go back live. So give me just a little bit. Another minute. They'll be under qualifying conditions, and we'll get ready to rock and roll with the heat race number 1.
Like a ghost breaking in, playing bugs till I go blind. My heart says they won't just go away. My demons push me to fade away. I've got wounds and I've got scars, and all I want is a chance to fade in, to fade in. I get drunk and find my soulmate in a stranded old bar till my stay fade away until dawn. They'll be gone, and by dawn
Welcome to WhiskeyOval_TV, getting ready to rock and roll with some dirt late model action. Afternoon dirt late model action for the National Dirt Racing Association on this beautiful Sunday afternoon here in San Antonio, Texas. Tonight, or this afternoon, sort of say, we're at Lanier National Speedway, probably one of my favorite tracks here on the iRacing.com platform. Lanier National Speedway track length 0.33 miles, temperature 110, altitude 936. So that's how things are going to shape up for us before the dominoes unfold. And heat race number 1 has a lot of drivers in it. 12 drivers are going to be ready to rock and roll. Here's the qualifying results up there on your screen. Before we take off, Devin Morgan with a blazing lap time. They're in 1-1-2. Dylan Perry, second place. Jesse, Lucas, Brooks, Jaden, Ethan, Donnie, Robert, then Jonathan Byram riding out the top 10 with a completely packed house with a lot of dirt late models. Get the music off, get the engine volumes up just right, get some stuff organized. And here we go. Devin Morgan will be on the pole. Lucas going to be on the outside of him. Ethan will be starting there in the third spot. Jonathan will be starting in P4. Starting back in the third row is going to be Courtney and Tyler. Fourth row, give it to Steven and Brandon. Hunter Conley and Brandon will be starting back in the ninth and 10th spot. Jace and then Wes will be rounding out heat race number 1. Outside shot here at Lanier. Everyone has ran plenty of laps here. Free track here on iRacing as we battle through our through the dirt street stock days just to try to make it up to the D class. Absolute bloodbath that was. These guys should be able to not make it so much of a bloodbath as everyone got that first gear now. And they'll be slowly rolling around this place as we go to battle. Jace Anderson not making the start back there in that P12 spot. Top 4 drivers will advance straight to the Mac Daddy Show. Only 8 laps here in the heat races. That's all they get. Couple camera angles. Here's our outside shot tonight. Get to see the entire track. TV number 1, a little bit up close. TV 2, there's another one. We got the pit lane action, a little customized pit lane, and then pit lane number 2. We're stacked up and packed up. 11 machines out there. Top 4 advances. How important will qualifying be? 8 laps. Lanier National Speedway, green flags out. And a caution before they even took the green flag. Not exactly how you want to start off the night. Devin running that VLR paint scheme there on the quarter panel. Number 5 machine. Sorry, 17 there on the... And Devin Morgan looks like he's getting the EOL. Maybe not. iRacing scoring timing got messed up when a yellow flag waves before everyone crosses the finish line. Everything gets screwed up. So kind of a weird start to take off this afternoon. 36 machine just tries hits the gas pedal. He completely just spins out right before the checkered flag there, or right before the finish line. to live mode, back to race mode we go. Green flag racing this time now. Looks like everything will hold. All right, off to a good start now for heat race number 1 as we work lap 3 of 8. Top 4 advances: Lucas, Ethan, Jonathan. And then we have a huge pileup back here. Yellow flag back out once again. Big time pileup. Right when we got these engines kind of up and going, caution waves. And 02 machine just drove it in there quite hard and completely destroyed somebody. And he flips over. Just finished the 24 hours of Spa this morning. What a long race. 24 hours. Team of 4. A lot of roller coaster emotions that go through a 24-hour race. Stack them up, pack them up, and we're going to try and do it another time. Halfway through heat race number 1, already 4 minutes and 17 seconds into it. Green flag out, and here we go. Only top 4 drivers advanced. Devin Morgan, he was a fastest driver in qualifying. He's going to make it 3 wide down into turn at number 1. In turn number 3. He's going to grab both of those drivers. One driver almost got completely demolished. That was a 99 machine. P5 is going to be Steven. 4th place, and then the driver inside the bubble as of right now is the number 3 driver there on the training paint. Number 8 up there on the scoring tower. As a 75 machine of Brandon DeBusk. Out there on the high side, he gets tagged. Able to keep it straight, though. Everyone keeping it going. Checkered flag waves. For the field. 5-minute heat races, that's it. Either 8-minute or 8 laps, or you get 5 minutes. Last week, National Dirt Racing Association had a couple of heat races that did not make it all the way to the very end. Changes were made to the league. We'll see how that affects the rest of the night. As heat race number 2 is upon us, and they're already rolling out. Dylan Perry, the number 7 machine, driver from Georgia. He'll be on pole with Brooks, the double deuce machine, driver from Carolina as well. He'll be to the outside. Donnie, the number 24, he'll be starting in 3rd place with Trey Fortner. With Mecca Motorsports, number 29. Starting back in the 3rd row is going to be Luke and Hunter McCoy. Colson will be starting there in the 4th spot with Bob Klein. To the outside there in the number 35 machine. Stephen Brady and Jason Skinner. And then Jace will be rounding out the field there in the 11th spot. The exact same format. Only 4 drivers are going to advance out of heat race number 2 and straight to the Mac Daddy Show. Pace truck's off, green flag out. They're going diamond cut off at turn 4. Load up that right rear tire, and they're off to the races as everyone barrels down into turn number 1. Dylan Perry slip of the grip all the way to the outside wall, and he may give up the race lead. Down in the turn at number 3. And we have chaos back here, and a yellow flag is going to wave before they make a lap. And the double O machine, Stephen Brady, backs it right up into the outside wall. He's back under, going straight. It looks like his car is a little crooked, though. You can tell just how the sun is setting, too, on this racetrack. Quite bright out there. Definitely when the track is this slicked up, this shiny. I think we had multiple crashes. Trey Fortner there in the number 29 machine showing red. We'll see exactly what happened to him. He tags the outside wall, and then one guy came right in front of him. Check this out. Almost gets pinned to the into the pit wall. So back to line mode, back to race mode. We're off to the races now. Dylan Perry is going to be a race leader. Brooks is going to be fall back to second place. Donnie is still going to be a third. And the last driver in, as everyone keeps it, trying to keep it going straight, it's going to be Colson. This driver trying to make it into the show and his first shot. Right now he has a Bob Klein on the outside looking in. Bob's already moved up 3 spots here in the A main show. All he needs is one more. He's going to try to get to the bottom side of Colson. He's going to throw him down into turn number 1. Side by side coming out of turn 2 as they drag race down the backstretch and barrel into turn at number 3 and 4. The 23 machine trying to get that thing turned. He almost hits the outside wall, and we're still drag racing. Colson tries to shut the door on Bob Klein, but Bob said no thanks. They're still going to be wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door, as they go right back down into turn at number 3 with only 3 laps. We'll make it 2 laps now to go. 2 laps to go for heat race number 2, and this is the battle for the transfer spot in the 23 machine. Colson has it. Bob Klein is going to try to reset this pass up with white flag out one more time around Lanier. Dylan Perry leads it. Brooks second. Donnie has third, and this is the battle that we're all waiting for. They make contact in. Colson was able to keep it going straight, was able not to turn it around. Checkered flag waves for him. And Bob Klein going to be on the outside looking in there in the A main show. Great battle for that 4th spot. As we get ready to rock and roll with heat race number 3 now. 11 drivers in this thing for the National Dirt Racing Association, NDRA. You guys like to sign up, get some late model afternoon action. Check them out on Facebook. Shoot them a message, said Whiskey Oval. That's all you got to say. And I don't know. See what happens. Jesse's going to be the guy that's going to be starting on the front row there in the number 30 machine, driver out of the Midwest. Jaden Wolf, driver from Pennsylvania, the Posse. He'll be on the outside. Robert Tucker, third. Carson will be starting there in that 4th spot. Cannon, 5th. Lance Henberg, the number 13, driver from Ohio. He'll be starting there in 6th spot. Austin Hines, P7, the 32 machine. Back there in 7th place. Ryan L. Brown, number 31, driver from Georgia. Jason at Satterfield, number 39 machine, starting there in ninth place. You have Nathan Reese. Then Jacob E. Walker there in the number 5 machine, rounding out the race field. And we've had a caution every single, or the first 2 heat races. Not every single, I guess every single. There's only been 2. So we'll get stacked up and packed up, and we'll see how this heat race number 3 all shakes out for us. See who can make it straight to the top. Hardcore Media there in the chat says, how's it going? It's going fairly well. Pretty solid so far. We'll see how this thing, see how the dominoes fall. Green flag waves, and here we go. Lap number 1 underway. You can see just how slicked this track is. Everybody trying to get turned. A lot of guys can't. There in turn 1, we're going to be 3 wide, and this may not end up well. The 9 machine is going to squeeze it all the way to the outside. As we are still racing, you can see that sunset bouncing off of these cars right now. The 9 machine is still trying to rip the lip, and the 20 machine gets tapped. That is Lance Hinberger all the way to the outside. That's a driver that we're following as of right now. Inside the gyro mode, this is exactly what he is seeing. Outside looking in for this driver. He's been working that top side part of the racetrack. He has been able to make it work so far. And he's moved up only 1 spot, though. Lots of action, but only 1 spot in the 33 machine. Again, and slips up a little bit. Was able to hold that last and final transfer spot. Lap 6 of 8 is what we're working. No cautions have waved as of just yet. Jesse is completely gone. The number 30 machine, or 75 there on his trading pace. He's going to try to work the top side a little bit loose. Almost gets crossed up. We may be 3 wide for second place. Robert Tucker, that's the driver all the way down to the bottom side. Cannon and the 05 machine, they're going to make big-time contact. And the green flag is going to wave, and those 2 drivers were inside the... they were going to the show. And now Nathan Reese is in the last transfer spot. As Austin Hines last time down the back straightaway here at Lanier for heat race number 3. Austin Hines trying to get to the inner side of the 73. Drag race to the line. And I thought the 32 may have found a little grip coming off the bottom side of turn 4 there. Checker flag is going to wave, and as of right now, Nathan Reese is being shown into the show. We'll verify. Final results. Nathan Reese is into the show. Austin Hines outside looking in. 0.144 for Nathan behind the leader. Austin Hines 0.196 behind the race winner. So that's how close that was.
Wish I knew how to tell you what I want. I wish I could, but I can't. It's been
Constellation race is up. The B main, whatever you want to call it, the LCQ. With some afternoon dirt late model action. Race info once again, if anyone's just now tuning in, we are here at Lanier National Speedway. Top 8 drivers are going to make it in out of this Conci race, this LCQ, the B main, whatever. Track length 0.33 miles is all this track is. This is one of my favorite tracks. I'm a fan of it. This is a asphalt track as well here on the platform. Gotta watch out down for the bottom side though. Kind of flattens out. That's where the apron is for the asphalt track. So you can run the bottom side. You kind of gotta be a little careful though. You kind of gotta hit it just right. And here's a grid real quick. Steven and Bob, they're going to be the drivers on the front row. Austin and Brandon, second row. Third row is going to be Luke and Cannon. Fourth row, give it to Devin and Trey. Jacob E. Walker and Hunter Conley making up that 9th and 10th spot. Steven and Carson make them the 11th and 12th. On down the list we go, only halfway through. Tyler and Hunter, Jason and Wes, Jason and Jaden. Man, there's a lot of rhymes here. Courtney, Jace, Ryan, and Jace. Kind of a weird lineup there with names. Kind of worked out just right. All right, here we go. 8 drivers, 8 laps. This is gonna be interesting. 20 cars. Here we go. Green flag. One driver to watch out for is the driver that's all the way down onto the bottom side part of the racetrack. Devin Morgan, a pro licensed driver here on iRacing, down the backstretch and into turn 3. And right now, Devin is inside the show, just barely though, trying to get underneath Cannon down to the bottom side. Cannon's going to shut the door. And now Devin Morgan, he's going to have to switch up his line a little bit. Middle side. Once again, down the backstretch and barreling right down into turn 3. You can see all this dust flying here at the National Speedway as Devin Morgan tries to work on Luke. Right there in front of him. Cannon all the way to the outside there in the number 33 car. Our race leader right now, this driver, the 75, Steven. As we work lap 5 of 8, trying to throw that dirt late model sideways down in turns 1 and 2. Bob Klein, kind of a good night. He's right there in second place. Austin Hines, P3. P4 is going to be Devin Morgan. He's still moving in. Found a little grip. Big time run for Devin Morgan up on the high side. Down into turn 1. 2 laps to go. 3 laps to go. Here for the consolation race, Devin Morgan found a little bit of something up there on the high and scary side. Put that right rear tire all the way to the outside wall. 3 wide coming across the line. Devin Morgan still trying to make his way up there, getting some very good runs on the high side there in turns 1 and 2, and the yellow flag is going to wave. I'm kind of curious if Devin Morgan was being scored there in the 3rd spot as they were coming to the white flag. Only a lap and a half to go, and the yellow flag is going to wave. And this is going to make everything absolutely crazy with the green-white checker. What caused the caution? Not for sure yet. Here we go. Jaden Wolf and Carson. Roy. Ruart. Showing red, and there it is. So that's how that happened. Single file restart. Stephen Baton trying to hold on to the race lead. We'll be going green flag racing this time by step on the loud pedal. And I don't think they're going to let that thing fly. They threw the caution. Caution back out, waiting for this iRacing pace truck. Pace truck here, Lanier. Always a little sketchy. And there he goes. And that may have just broke it. Green flag out. We're going to do a green-white checker. Steven Bob climbed Austin Hines. Here's Devin Morgan up there on the high side still. Trey Fortner, Luke. The guy we're worried about is here in the 8th spot. This is a driver we want to follow on board with. They almost make contact. White flag out. Jaden Wolf outside looking in. Double Deuce Motorsports of Brandon trying to make it into the race show. Final time down the backstretch. ABR setup shot there on the front fender. Coming out of turn 4, this driver with Double Deuce Motorsports. Going to capture that last and final transfer spot into the Mac Daddy show. Caden, Luke, and Trey Fortner, Austin Hines, Devin Morgan moved up 4 spots. Bob Klein, and then Steven. Rounding out the race. The top 8. We do a 50-lap A-main show, and look at everybody cut the grass. Trying to get out there on the racetrack. Trying to get a quick warm-up in before we go A-main racing. Outside shot. They will not reset the racetrack whatsoever either. So this is what they got, and a lot of drivers out there trying to break it in some more. 50 laps around this place. This place will be completely gone by the night. You can see coming out of turn 2, you can see that that dirt up there next to the outside wall. That's a little bit of grip if you can make your car work out there. We've seen a couple guys was able to make it work all the way to the outside. Right now, Dylan Perry, fast time with a 14.8 to 4.0. Devin Morgan is being scored there in second place in the quickest time out in practice. Only 1 minute and 27 seconds into it. Devin Morgan with a 14.8 to 5.1. Luke, the number 9 machine, a 14.9 to 7.0. And that's going to round out the top 3 here for practice. Three-minute warm-up. That's all these drivers get. Just about 12 seconds left. Dylan Perry, top of the charts. And the quick time. Devin's still second. Luke is still third. Robert Tucker got up to fourth place. And then Luke. Number 9, Luke. A lot of drivers with a 14.9. Top 2 with a 14.8. And then everyone else, there's like small groups, 14.8s, 14.9s, 15.0s, and then 15.1s. So this should be fun. Lanier, 50 laps. And how this thing will fall. Here we go with the A main grid. Mac Daddy racing now. For all the marbles, no one cares about practice. No one cares about the heat races. It all comes down to this. And the driver that's going to be starting in that top spot is going to be this driver, Lucas. Dylan Perry to the outside. Driver from Georgia. Two Georgia boys up there on the top row. Jesse will be starting in third. Ethan will be starting there in the fourth spot. Brooks will be starting in P5. Robert Tucker, the number 27 machine, driver from the Mid-South, be starting there in the 6th. Jonathan will be starting in P7. Donnie will be starting there in the 8th spot. Lance 9th. Brandon 10th. Colson 11th. And Nathan Reeves, the number 73 machine, rounding out that 12th spot. Only 20 drivers here. Steven, the number 75 machine, he'll be starting at 13th. Bob Klein, Devin Morgan, Austin Hines, Trey Fortner, Luke, Cannon, and Brandon rounding out the race field for the top 20 spots. 12th on back. 13th on back is from the Constellation race. And we're going A main racing. National Dirt Racing Association. After afternoon dirt late model action. Here we go, 50 laps around Lanier National Speedway, green flag out. And we have a massive, massive pile up back here. And we are still wrecking. Caution laps don't count, so this will be a true 50-lap A main event, and you guys seen it. Absolute carnage back there. '73 machine, that thing is all beat up. Luke is absolutely destroyed as well. He goes into his pits. Bob Klein, he has no front whatsoever. Trey Fortner, he's trying to find his pit road. Trying to cut through the grass, trying to get off that speed limit. Devin Morgan is into pit road as well. Yellow flag, and we'll see exactly what happened. Here we go. Try our best. Oh man, gets tagged, and then everybody just absolutely nowhere to go. Back to Limo, back to race mode. Green flag out, back under racing conditions. Jesse's leading it, Dylan Perry P2. Brooks is going to be there in the third spot. Ethan fourth, and Jonathan Byram rounding out the top five as the top five work that bottom part of the racetrack right now. Last lap times up there on your screen. And Jesse ran a 15.0. Dylan Perry a 14.9, a little bit quicker. They're in second place, and our race leader gets a good run coming out of turn 4, almost side by side with our race leaders. They barrel back down into turn at number 1. Only a handful of laps complete as Jesse, our race leader, just smashed the outside wall. He tagged it, that right side of it. Coming across the line once again, and we have a new race leader. That guy's going to be Dylan Perry as he works down the backstretch now. Brooks, the double deuce driver, trying to work it in. Down to the bottom side part of the racetrack, trying to get underneath Jesse. Not quite, though. So the top 3 single filed out right now. Ethan is holding quite strong there in the 4th spot. Jonathan Byram got a little bit of pressure with Lance Hinsberger there to the back bumper. Bumper shot. And that's exactly what Jonathan has to deal with. Lance and Cannon all over him. Lance trying to get to the bottom side of that 54 machine, but the 54 of Jonathan doing a good job of shutting the door and not letting him in there. And the yellow flag is going to wave on lap number 9 now. Lots of action happening out there on the racetrack on this very small 0.33 mile dirt track. Yellow flag for the second time of the night is going to wave. And this is exactly what happened to the yellow flag. Check this out for the boys up there in the chopper view. Watch the 20 machine. I think he got a little loose coming down. Man, he was nowhere near the outside wall. Robert Tucker definitely paid the price for it. He smashed that machine all the way to the outside. I believe he has a crooked steering wheel now. Back to live mode, back to race mode we go. Single file restart. Will we stack them up and pack them up? Whatever the race controller wants, we will be stacking them up and packing them up. So Robert Tucker, he's going to catch the tail end of the race field. Back under green flag racing here at Lanier. And yellow flag waved right when they took the green flag. Once again. Don't think they were quite ready for it. As the sun is slowly starting to set. Best lap time out there on the racetrack is going to be the number 7 machine of Dylan Perry, 14.8 to 6.0. Only 5 minutes into this thing, only completed 8 laps. Tail end of the race field, they're going to try to figure that out. Half the field is single file, the other half ain't. We'll try to make this work. Our charger right now is going to be this driver right here, Cannon, number 33 car. Don't think his training paints is working. He's moved up 11 spots in the Mac Daddy show. Trying to hold on to that 9th place finish or that top 10 spot. See if he can move up any more. Only on lap 8. Here we go. Back under green flag. Dylan Perry is a driver that's on point right now, and he is setting a sail. Got a wide open racetrack there in front of him, and they're battling there right behind him as well. They are side by side for P2, Jesse and Brooks, and that's exactly what Dylan Perry wants to see out in front. And you can see this sun is absolutely setting right down into turn at number 1. We'll jump right inside the cockpit mode of our third place driver right now. You can see how shiny that place is. You can't really see much of the grip as Jesse just barely taps the inside wall. On back, the next side-by-side battle is going to be these two drivers, Lance and that orange machine, the 54 of Jonathan Byram, down to the bottom side. And then number 33 of Cannon trying to root the 54 of Jonathan Byram out of the way. And 3 wide down the backstretch, and Cannon leaning all over the 54. And they're going to slide him all the way to the outside wall. And guys smashed in the outside wall now. Cannon got the best deal out of that thing as the yellow flag's going to wave. The 54 machine was kept trying to shut the door on Cannon, and Cannon finally just had enough of it and kept his foot in the gas and rooted him right out of the way. Racing. And then Jonathan Byram's machine absolutely broke for him. He had to come to a complete stop there on the racetrack, and he grabbed the toe. Not much lift in there in the 33 car, I don't think. Dylan Perry's still a race leader, though. Devin Morgan, he's already moved up 10 spots. He just needs some green flags. He's up into the top 5. We'll see if he can make it up there to the top spot. Green flag back out. Jesse went all the way to the outside wall right when that green flag waved. Ethan's going to try to get to the bottom of him. Absolutely love that high side that Ethan's trying to run. Devin Morgan trying to make it work there in turns 3 and 4, but he's going to dive right back down in turns 1 and 2, and we may have a guy blinking in and out. We're 3 wide down the backstretch now. Ethan, he came out of absolutely nowhere. He blinked out for about a corner and a half, and he just popped right back in. Devin Morgan trying to work that late model, and he is up to 3rd place now, trying to make a move off to the top spot. Next person in his side is going to be Brooks. Outside shot of the racetrack. There's a tail end of the field. Down the backstretch they go, and down into turn number 3. You can see everybody, top 5 at least, top 6 possibly, all the way down to the inside wall. Nobody wants any part of that outside wall quite yet. Not much grip out there. Last lap times up there on your screen, this time by Dylan Perry, 14.9. Second place of 14.9, and Devin Morgan, 14.9. Absolutely matching each other's lap times, lap by lap. And this is the gearbox camera off the back bumper of Brooks, the double deuce driver from Carolina. On now through the back part of the race, or through the pack now. Lance P6. Cannon's going to be in 7th place. Colson's going to be in 8th place as he battles out with Nathan Reese. Nathan Reese down to the bottom side there in the number 73 car. You have Robert Tucker back here in P9. And Bob Klein is going to be sitting 11th place. Austin Hines is going to be 12th. Trey Fortner 13th. Donnie 14th. Lucas is going to be the 15th spot. Then you have Luke back in P15. And then Brandon. With Double Deuce Motorsports, we have a driver sideways out on the racetrack right in front of our race leaders. He is not moving, and no green flag is out, trying to get off the racetrack. And I think he might finally does. And this is it. He's still down there on the bottom part of the racetrack, just absolutely sitting there, and the yellow flag has finally gone away for him. That's Luke. He just sat there, waiting for the yellow flag to wave. I thought he may have been stuck. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that he may have been stuck, and that's why he was just sitting there. Oh, he may have been. He did get tapped. And this is the inside view. You see it. You can hear his engine. He's not moving. He has nowhere to move. Anyways, back to live mode, back to race mode. That was weird. Back under green flag conditions. Halfway home this time by as we work lap 25 of 50. A good front 3 drivers, and we are 4 wide back here for the P4 spot. As we are beating and banging now, everybody elbows out racing. Driver to the outside wall. They tagged it a couple times. We're still 3 wide back here, with Bob Klein, Ethan, Nathan Reese all the way to the outside part in that dirt late model. Everybody trying to give each other space, but not much space to give. But back up front, Dylan Perry, Brooks, and then Devin Morgan trying to work on that double deuce driver of Brooks, trying to get to the underneath part of him. Into turns 3 and 4. Devin Morgan trying to find a little bit of something off of turn 4, and their drag race down in turn number 1, side by side. Devin Morgan going to finally capture that 2nd place spot. Brooks is going to fall back to 3rd spot as everything kind of settles down up there in the top of 3. Dylan Perry still our race leader, but has a pro licensed driver of Devin Morgan right there behind him now. Last lap time, Dylan Perry ran the quickest lap time of 14.9. Devin Morgan of 14.9. Does this update? And there it is. Devin Morgan, the 112 driver, ran a little bit faster with a 14.8, and he is coming with 20 laps to go. Next, side-by-side racing is all the way back here. Jesse, all the way to the outside wall. He wants no part of that inside lane. He's going to let it try to rip the lip up there on the high and scary side. He's getting some pretty good runs coming off the corners as well. Definitely there in turns 2. Now we'll see what he does here in turns 3, putting that thing inches away from the outside wall. Right now, he is stuck right there in the 9th or 10th place as he tags it, and he's going to slow way down. Top 3 still single filed out. Cannon has moved up 15 spots. There in the number 33 car. Robert Tucker, P5 Lance, rounding out the 6th spot. Nathan Reese has moved up 5 spots in the A main show. Bob Klein, he's moved up 8. Ethan's lost he's lost 5 spots, sitting there in 9th. And then Trey Fortner, he's moved up 7 spots ever since the Mac Daddy green flag has flown. Lap 34 of 50 is what we're working. Lap times for the race leaders of 14.8. Everyone else, just about the same lap time. 2nd and 3rd place just ran the quickest lap times out there on the race field. Speeds topping right around 100 miles an hour down into turn number 1. Top 3, they're single filed out right now. And here's a gap up there on your race screen. Dylan Perry is leading it with a 0.2 second lap time. Devin Morgan gets a very good entry into turn 3. But Dylan Perry is getting a better exit out of these corners. He is holding that 0.3 second lead. Brooks is slowly starting to fall back now. A 1.3 second gap all the way to the race leader as we work lap 37 of 50. And we're going to have a very good battle for the top spot here soon. Cannon, the driver that's moved up 15, and the yellow flag's going to wave. Cannon has moved up 15 spots, and unofficially our hard charger when the yellow flag waved on lap 38. Only 11 laps, possibly 12 laps of race. Once the green flag waves back up, sun setting. Sun is hitting this racetrack down in turns 1 and 2 and is completely lighting it up. Not very much to see out there on the racetrack as in detail-wise. So something to keep in mind as these drivers dive down into turn number 1 and 2. This is what happened with the race caution. I got Luke and Colson being shown red. Oh no. Watch that again. Went straight off the high side. Absolutely drills him. Inside the cockpit, listen to the throttle. Right in front of the race leaders. Those are top 3 drivers. So green flag back out, back under racing conditions. Oh no, Dylan Morgan gets turned and we have chaos down here. Absolute chaos right when the green flag waved. Devin Morgan running a very strong race. He was up to the 2nd place, and he may try to get his lap back or trying to get that position back. And he is not happy with the driver of Brooks. Gave him a little bit of a tap there. Say, pal, don't appreciate that. So he will get the EOL. We'll watch the replay, see exactly what happened. Happened a little bit. Here we go. One more time. Don't exactly what? No. Don't know exactly what happened there. Thought he may have came up a little bit coming off that corner. So back to live mode, back to race mode. Green flag is out. Here we go. Lap 41 and 50. We're 20 minutes and give it 10 seconds into the A main show. Dylan Perry running up front and running strong as of right now. The double deuce of Brooks got into a little bit of a controversy. He's sitting in second place, and Robert Tucker, Merry Christmas. He's found himself up to the third spot. Robert Tucker has had a kind of a quiet night here in the A main show. He's moved up 3 spots, but I haven't talked much about him. Kind of minding his own business down there. And inside the cockpit mode, as this track is now completely gone, absolutely no grip to it whatsoever. And you can see that sun is starting to set down into turn 1. Just pick a line and hopefully it sticks. Last lap times up there on your race screen. Dylan Perry and Brooks, they're going to battle it out with 5 laps to go around Lanier. Everybody kind of single filed out right now. Kind of a one groove type of racetrack. And that is really hurting Brooks. Cannot really move around the racetrack whatsoever. That's exactly what he is dealing with. As Dylan Perry did not get the best of exits. Lap 47 of 50 now. Brooks still trying to hunt down a race leader of Dylan Perry. Perry did run a little bit of faster lap time there with a .924. Brooks a .965. Robert Tucker is pretty far back there in the third spot. He'll need a caution to catch these 2 guys. Last lap time, P2 place of Brooks ran a little bit quicker lap time. 2 laps to go. This time by 2 laps out on the raceway. Lap traffic out in front. They got around him, no problem. Back in third place, Robert Tucker runs. Lance is trying to hold back Bob Klein for that 4th spot. Bob Klein's going to be in 5th place. Ethan 6th. Cannon, our hard charger as of right now, he's up to the 7th place, trying to shut the door on Nathan Reese. Nathan Reese tries to work the bottom side, not quite. Up front, for the last time in turns 3 and 4 here at Lanier National Dirt Racing Association. The checkered flag waves for the number 7 machine of Dylan Perry, and what a dominating performance that this driver has had. Checkered flag waves for this driver. Almost led all the laps. He started on the outside of the front row. Once he grabbed the lead, he did not look back. And that's how the finishing order is going to fall, as they do the good old classic iRacing photo shoot. And here's a feature results up there on your race screen now. Dylan Perry, Brooks, Robert Tucker, top 3. You have Lance in P4, Bob 5th place, Ethan 6th, Cannon P7, Trey, Lucas, and then Nathan Reese. They're in the 10th place spot. That's going to round out the top 10. We jump into the Discord page. We'll try to talk to the top 3 drivers. We'll start off with the 2nd place runner, the 22 machine of Brooks. And Brooks, man, this track was completely gone from the race start. Kind of a one groove racetrack, man. 50 laps around here. How was it?
And it was slick, boy. You was on your eggshells, man. You had to watch your marks and make sure you didn't get into the gas too much when you was coming off and getting off the corners. Because if you got into it too much, man, you'd kick all sideways and be loose and lose all your momentum. Man, it was fun though, man. I like it like that.
Closing laps, he was trying to hunt down Dylan Perry. You guys are kind of swapping the fastest times out there. Could you do anything with this with your setup and this type of track?
I maybe just tweaked it a little bit more here and there, and get a little better on my driving, man. Running these type of cars, I've run them a lot, but running how slick it is a total different element. So just being able to be right there at the end and be in the hunt's pretty fun for me.
Very cool, man. Hey, lots of drivers signed up for this. We had plenty of drivers here tonight, man. 20 cars started the A main finish, and you moved up 3 spots in the Mac Daddy Show to finish there in that second place podium spot. So congratulations. You got any shout outs that you would like to give?
Man, yeah, I got quite a few guys. First off, I want to start off with Beat Performance. All my teammates over there, man. They the one that we did this with, Aaron Rakowski and Jason Satterfield. We was the one that built this little setup off the fly. Got to thank BCR Brian Tapp BCR Sim Rigs, man. He helps me out a lot, and not only that, man, just the rig that I have is amazing. And AC2 Skins for this wrap you see on here, and Gold Nugget Nutrition. They just came on and started sponsoring me about 2 weeks ago and helping me out for the rest of the year. So glad to have them on as well. And Dice Race Designs, Michael Lonis, everything he does for me as well, man. And that's it. And thank you guys for doing this broadcast, man. It's a heck of a broadcast. I really enjoy going back and watching it, man. You got that commentator's voice for sure.
Well, much appreciated, man, and thanks for putting on a good show because it really makes my side a lot easier. So, man, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see you back next week. And congrats to Dylan on another win.
Appreciate it, man. Brooks, the double deuce machine, going to finish in the second spot. The man of the hour, though, the man that finished there in the top spot with the checker flag in hand, is going to be the number 7 machine of Dylan Perry. And man, dude, you started on the outside of the front row, and man, you grabbed the lead early, and you really didn't look back.
Yeah, I got lucky right there at the start of it because the guy that was supposed to start pulled it, and he didn't want to start up there, so that kind of just I had to start on the outside, but they said the race was starting on me, so I just kind of got lucky right off the rip and just had to hold on.
You had some fast drivers behind you too, man. But kind of just a one groove type of racetrack. But when you see some drivers moving up the race field and then jump up to second place, what kind of goes through your mind, or do you kind of notice that, or do you just kind of run your own race?
I mean, I notice when the guys are starting to come through the field, but usually I'm out there where I can dictate where I want to run and just kind of keep running my race until I can't anymore.
When you start the A main, do you like when leagues don't carry over the racetrack, or when they do, or do you like just starting off with a super slick racetrack like this tonight?
I like it whenever it carries over because that's usually when you got to drive it a little more instead of just letting the car do all the work. And I enjoy a slick track a whole lot better than I do running a complete track that's at like 0%.
Well, Dylan Perry, man, you led a lot of laps here tonight, and overall, man, you're on capture with that checker flag in hand. So, congratulations to you. Lots of very, very good drivers here, and what a dominating performance by you. I believe you had the quickest time too. So, you won the race, led the most laps, and you set the fastest time out there on the racetrack. So, awesome job, man. You got any shout outs that you like to give?
Yeah, I've still got to thank the guys over at CBR. They help me week in and week out. And then I got to thank Andy at Cool Ray, um, Stelt, Phantom, Mashburn, MSW Construction, just everybody that helps me in real life and on here. Because I've got most of the same sponsors minus Andy that are on my real car. And even though they're not here to see it every week, they still help me out just every week just to get me to the racetrack, and then to it helps give me some confidence to run on here too.
Very cool, man. Well, hopefully, we'll see you next Sunday, and awesome job out there.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll be back in the booth again next week too.
Very cool, man. Dylan Perry, top of the charts. He has a checkered flag in hand. National Dirt Racing Association, man, that was a fun one. That was a good old afternoon dirt track racing. Turn one though, I was a little worried whenever the race started. I thought that sun was gonna come down a little bit lower, and it's gonna be right into the driver's eyes. But man, it was really lighting up turns 1 and 2. I forgot to ask him that question. If that affects our driving, or if you can still see the racetrack, because on my screen it was pretty bright down in turns 1 and 2 as the sun has set. But man, that's going to do it for the National Dirt Racing Association. Lots of drivers in here tonight. Lots of drivers did not make the A main. Only 20 drivers did. And that driver right there up on your screen, Mr. Dylan Perry, dominating performance. Led the most of the laps are on the outside of the front row. And set the quickest time out there with a 14.80. Let me kind of confirm that because I kind of just went with it. Yeah, he did. I was right. 14.80 was the fastest lap time. Good run by a couple of these drivers. Devin Morgan moved all the way up to the field, and he got, I don't know what happened, racing deal, or he got taken out. You guys make the call on that. Regardless, he wasn't happy. He drove all the way back through the pack, gave that guy a little bit of a love tap. Said, hey, pal, don't appreciate that. Anyways, he got the EOL. He had to fight all the way back through. Robert Tucker, though, didn't get an interview with him. Kind of got, sometimes in racing, you got to be lucky. And whenever that incident happened, don't know exactly where Tucker was sitting whenever that happened, but when it was all said and done, he came out in third place and he was able to hold it. So that's going to do it for the National Dirt Racing Association. This is Whiskey Oval _TV. My name is Jake. We'll be back live with these guys next Sunday night at 5 o'clock Eastern. I call it the Afternoon Dirt Late Model Series. This is what it should be named. That's just me, though. We got some 410 actions coming up on this channel. Here at, 9 o'clock Eastern, I believe. With the Nodak Outlaw Sim League live here on Facebook and or YouTube. If you guys haven't liked this page, please do. It always helps me out. Thanks for all the likes and shares and comments that I've had tonight. Very cool to see. At the end of the night, here's going to be the final results up there on your screen. One last time. This is from the feature. Lots of great action, lots of 3-wide, 4-wide action. Absolutely love this racetrack. And we had a lot of green flag runs here. I know we had a couple of yellow flags there at the beginning, but halfway point on, it was green flag racing time. Look at that shot, 4 wide coming out of turn 4. Side by side. Sorry, that was turn 2. 4 wide. Anyways, that's going to do it. Dylan Perry, Brooks, Robert Tucker, top 3. Lance, Bob, and Ethan Cannon, Trey, Lucas, and Nathan Reese. Rounding out the top 10, I'll be back live at 9 o'clock Eastern with some 410 sprint car action with the Nodak Outlaw Sim League. Everyone, please take care, stay safe, enjoy some iRacing.com, and just be a nice person, man. Lots of mean people out there in the world of the year 2021. Just be nice. That's all I got to say. Anyways, we'll be back with the National Dirt Racing Association next Sunday. That's it. Talk to you guys later.